So in last class we are studying about sum of products, right? So SOP. So we studied two canonical form, one is SOP, another one is POS, right? So in last class we studied SOP, right? So what is this SOP means? Sum of products, okay? So when a Boolean expression is represented in sum of min terms is called, we call it as a SOP, right? So we studied how to write SOP expression, right? So in this class we will study how to write the standard SOP expression. So in last class we studied that how to write the SOP. So for example, if they are giving f of function a, b, c is equal to, this symbol represents summation, right? Sum of, small m represents min term, right? So they provide sum of the values, right? So whenever we are writing truth table for this, right? So after, with the help of truth table, we are writing the expression for these values, right? So same as, so what is this standard SOP means? So this standard SOP means, so each product term, so if suppose we consider this as an expression, SOP expression, right? So each and every product term has a very variable, okay? Suppose now we are here, we are taking a three variables, that is A, B, C, right? So if the expression contains all these three variables or its complement, that we call it as standard SOP form, okay? So suppose if I am writing like this, A, B plus A bar, B bar, C bar. So in this expression, so we can call it this expression as a SOP expression. Why? It is a product of sum, right? So we can call it as SOP form. So but it is not in standard SOP form. So why? Because each and every product term, so this one we call it as a product term. So in this product term, C is missing, right? C is missing. So that's why we cannot call this expression as a standard SOP. Okay. So how to convert this into SOP means, suppose take this first one, x plus x bar y plus x bar z. So in this expression, it may be a complement of the variable or simply a variable, but either of it has to be present in one product expression, product term, okay? So now I am taking this expression. So in this first product term, y and z are missing, right? So that I am writing x into 1 into 1 is same as x only, right? So we know that according to the complementative law, y plus y bar is equal to 1, right? Means x plus x bar is equal to 1, right? So instead of 1, I am writing y plus y bar, because in this term, here in this expression we are using three terms, one is x, y and then z, right? So in the first product term, y and z are missing, right? So I am writing a y plus y bar into z plus z bar, okay? So next, second product. So it is one product, right? This one. So now second product. In second product, x is there, y is there, but z is missing. So x bar y into z plus z bar, okay? So why I am writing this means it is equal to 1. So if you multiply 1 with any variable, we will get the variable only, right? So that's why I am writing here. So in the next term, here x is there, z is there, but y is missing, right? So x bar into y plus y bar into z bar. Okay. So now all the terms are present in the product term, right? So now we consider this product term. Here x is there, y is there, z is also there, right? So here also same. Here also same. All three variables will be present. Now we will simplify this. Okay. So first multiply this xy plus xy bar into z plus z bar plus x bar y z plus x bar y z bar plus x bar y z bar plus x bar y bar z bar. Okay. So again multiply this z bar x y z plus x y z bar plus x y bar into z plus x y bar into z bar. I think you people understand. Just I multiplied each term to the other remaining terms. Okay. So I am multiplying this z to xy and xy bar. Okay. So and then this z bar to xy and xy bar. Okay. So and then write remaining thing as it is. X bar yz plus x bar y bar z plus okay. So now we are simplifying, means we are simplifying the expression. So now in this expression, so whichever the common factor is there, remove that common factor. Okay. See, here we have z bar, right? Here we have z bar, z bar, z bar, right? Z bar. So remove that common factor and evaluate that expression. Okay. So we know that the laws, right? We studied the theorems or laws, right? So using that laws, we can evaluate these expression. So at final, we will get a simple standard SOP. Okay. So like this, we can evaluate the expression. So same as this also. In this also, we are using three variables. So here x is missing, here z is missing. So multiply that with this expression and then evaluate it. Okay. So like this we are evaluating the standard expression. So when we call the expression should be in the standard SOP form means, so each and every product term has all the variables in the function. Then only we call it as that standard SOP expression. Okay. So next we have POS form, right? So we have two forms, right? So in last class we studied SOP. Now in this class we are studying that POS, means product of sum. So what is this product of sum means? When the Boolean expression, so when the Boolean expression is represented purely in product of max term, it is called as a canonical POS. Okay. So what is this POS means? Product of sum. So when a Boolean expression is represented in product of max term. Okay. So how will represent max term? So like this, right? Y plus z. So this is a max term. So in this max terms will be producted. Okay. So if we have, these are the two max terms we have. So how to represent it in a POS means x plus y plus z into x bar plus y plus z. So this we call it as a POS, product of sum. Okay, so we have different sums that will be product. Okay, so that we call it as a product of sum. So in this also we can represent, how will we represent max term? So max term is represented by capital M, right? Suppose if they are providing function equals pi. So in SOP we are representing with the help of summation symbol, but in product POS we are using pi function. Okay, pi of capital M into pi. So how to represent this function in POS form means, so as we studied in a SOP, first we are writing the truth table, right? So how to write the truth table? So for max term we know that wherever 0 is there we have to write the variable as it is, wherever 1 is there we have to write the complement of that variable, right? Complement of that variable. So now I have to write the truth table for 3 variables. Okay, so how to write? The function so this is how they are given. So for that we need to write A, B, C. So these are the different possible ways to represent the 3 variables, right? So now we have to write the output for it. Okay, so this output will be represented in max term, means min term, means SOP, wherever the output is 1, right? So we are taking that as that expression, that product term as an output, right? So to represent the sum of product terms we are taking the output 1, right? So wherever the output is high, that will be taken, that expression is taken for the SOP. But in POS, wherever the 0 is there, that expression has to be taken. Okay. So now they mentioned as 1, 3, 5 as a function. So wherever the value 1 means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So these are the decimal numbers. Okay. So they mentioned 1, 3, 5. So for 1, 0, 3, 0 and then 5 is 0. So remaining output will be high. Okay. So just reverse of the SOP form. In SOP form, wherever the output is high, that will be the expression we have to take. In POS, wherever the output is low, means 0, that is the expression we have to take. Okay. So now how to write SOP or max term? So how to write the max term for this expression? 0, 0, 0. I told in max term, wherever the 0 is there, we have to write the variable as it is. So A plus B plus C. Okay. So next 0, 0, 1. So A plus B plus C bar. Okay. So why I wrote C bar? For the value C, the value is high, means 1. That's why I wrote C bar. 0, 1, 0. 0, 1 means we have to put bar and then 0. Next 0, 1, 1. Okay, next 1, 0, 0 means A bar plus B plus C. Okay. Next 1 0 1. 1 0 1. Next 1 1 0. 1 1 0. Next all ones. A bar plus B bar plus C. So this is how we are writing the max term, right? So now we have to write a POS expression. So I told POS expression is taken only for the output which is low, right? So wherever the output is low, take those expressions to the POS. Now the expression becomes A plus B plus C bar into A plus B bar plus C bar into A bar plus B plus C bar. So this is the SOP form to represent this function. Okay. So like this we are representing the POS form. So we can call this function is in the standard POS form, means SPOS form. Why? Because I told it standard SOP means each product term has all the variables, right? So here we are using sum terms, right? So each sum term means this one sum term. So this one we call it as a sum term, right? So this sum term contains all three variables. So either it may be a normal variable or its complement. That doesn't matter here, okay? So but all three variables are present, right? So in this expression also present, in this term also present, in this term also present. So this function or this expression we call it as a standard POS expression or form. Okay. So this is how we can represent we can convert the given function to a standard POS. Okay. So next we can write the same way we can write they may ask, they given this expression and write the truth table for this also. Okay. So like that they are asking the questions, convert this into standard POS or standard SOP form, or they may ask, they give some expression. Like this they may given and convert this into standard POS. So how you will convert? So standard means it has to be present all three variables. Check in this sum term, all three variables are present? No. So that what we have to do? We have to add the C plus C bar, right? So that we have to add and then convert into standard POS then. So this is the two different forms of canonical form. One is POS, another one is SOP. So these are the two forms. So our next topic is next topic is sum term versus sum term versus max term and product term versus min term. Okay. So in this sum term, what is mean by sum term? We know that sum term is a sum of all the variables, right? So suppose if we have three variables x plus y, right? If we are using three variables x plus y, x, y, z, okay. So this x plus y we call it as sum term. So sum term means sum of the variables, right? But doesn't contain all the variables. It may contain or may not be. But in max term, we call it as, so if we call that max term means every variable has to be present, either it may be a variable or its complement. So this we call it as a sum term. This we call it as a max term. So that is sum term versus max term. So in sum term means sum of the variables, okay, but doesn't have all the variables. But in max term, all the variables should be present. It is also sum of variables, but all the variables has to be present. Either it may be a single variable or its complement. Okay, so that we call it as sum term versus max term. So next we have product term versus min term. So we know that product term means if you are taking three variables, so product term we call it as x and y, right? So it is product term is a product of variables, but it doesn't have all the variables. But in min term, it is also a product of variables, but it has to be all the variables but the variable may be a single variable or its complement. So this we call it as a min term. This we call it as a product term. Okay, so this is about sum term versus max term and product term versus min term. So nothing will be there. So sum term means it is a sum of variables, but it doesn't have all the variables. In max term, it is also a sum of variables, but it contains all the variables or its complement. Okay. So product term is, it is a product of variables, but it doesn't have all the variables. But in min term, it is also a product of variables. It contains all the variables and its complement. Either it may be a complement of the variable or just a variable. So this is about sum term versus max term and product term versus min term. So the next concept we have minimizing the Boolean expression. How to minimize means how to simplify the Boolean expression. Okay, so in this we have two methods to minimize. We have two methods to minimize the Boolean expression. One is one is Boolean algebraic method, and another one is algebraic method, another one is Karnaugh map. Okay, so just we call this as a K-map. Karnaugh map is also called as K-map. So these are the two methods to minimize the Boolean expression. So now we will study how to minimize the Boolean expression with the help of algebraic method. So we know that algebraic method means we are using some of the laws what we studied, right? So now I am taking one expression algebraic expression. So this is an algebraic expression. So how this expression will be minimized, right? So now I am taking these two expressions. Just listen. So in these two terms, this is one term, this is one term, right? So in these two terms, B bar C is a common factor. Means in these both two terms have the A B bar C, right? A B bar C. So if I take A B bar C as a common, what is the remaining thing in this term? D bar, right? Plus, what is the remaining thing in this term? D, right? Plus, in these two terms, A B C is a common factor. See, A B C is a present. Now I am taking A B C as a common factor. So how algebraically we have to minimize the Boolean expression means that first we have to observe the given expression. So in that expression any common factor is there. So each and every term we need to compare with the other term. Any common factor is there. Can we reduce that term? Okay. So that's why I am taking these two terms. So in these two terms we have A B bar C common, so that's why I am taking A B bar C as a common factor. So the remaining thing will be D bar plus D. Okay. So plus, and in these two terms A B C is the common factor. So remaining will be D bar plus D. Okay. So but we know that B plus D bar is equal to 1 according to complementative law. X plus X bar is equal to 1, right? So instead of this I am writing into 1. ABC into 1. So why I am writing 1 here? According to complementative law, D bar plus D is equal to 1. Okay. So that's why I am writing, instead of this I am writing 1. And then according to property of 1, we know that X into 1 is equal to X, right? So here the value of X is A B bar C. A B bar C, right? So A B bar C into 1. So this whole thing will be X. So the result will be X only. So X means A B bar C, right? So X into 1 is equal to X. So what is the value of X here? A B bar C, right? So A B bar C plus remaining also same thing, A B C into 1. So A B C. Okay. So in these two expression, see here A and C are the two are same, right? So in this term also we have A and C. In this term also we have A and C. So now we had, I am taking A, C as a common factor, and then if I take A, C as a common here, the remaining will be D bar. Plus.
Sir? ಅದು ಮೇಲೆ ಬುಕ್ ಇದೆ ಒಂದು ಹಾಂ ಕಾಣ್ತದೆ ಸರ್ ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ ಇದೆ ಈಗ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿದೆ. ಹೌದು ಸರ್. ಹಾಂ ಸರ್. ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಅದು ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಇದೆ ಸರ್, ಅದು ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಇದೆ.